Hey everyone, welcome back. With 3.25 Settlers of Calgary fastly approaching, it's that time of the year again when everyone is putting out their league start guides. Having started halfway through Affliction and going into my third league and second league start, I've quickly realized it can be a bit tough for newer players to follow these guides, especially people new to the ARPG genre. With this in mind, I decided to create this. Yes, it's a guide for a guide. If you are wondering how complex Path of Exile can be, I think this might answer your question. This video will hopefully make it easier for you to both follow Maxroll Guides and guides where they just have the POB. To start, please take a look at the description. I've added links to all the sites I use or sites I have found useful for specific tasks. Huge shout out to the PoE community. It is filled with insanely talented people who have made a wide variety of tools in order to make your life easier. First, we have Path of Building. It's essential to playing Path of Exile. It's the main program you will rely on when you are checking out new builds, following guides, or eventually, maybe, creating some of your own builds. Next, we have Awaken PoE Trade. This will be the most used program that you have. It is a third-party program which allows you to check the prices of things compared to the current trade market. It's got a lot of amazing built-in features. The one specific I'm going to mention is being able to save rejexes. It's really helpful when you are looking for maps or you want to filter for specific items. It also has a quick access to the conversion from chaos to divine. So if you're ever going to make a trade and someone says, oh, I'm charging 1.6 divine, you are able to quickly go, hit Control D on an item, click the top left, and it will show you exactly what the chaos to divine ratio is at. Next, we have the Vorici Jewel socket calculator. This is an amazing tool that allows you to calculate the best way to go about coloring the sockets on your gear. If you have a strength item, you're trying to get 3 blue sockets on and 1 red, whether it's using the crafting bench or spamming chromatic orbs, this is the best way for a new player to see exactly what the best way is for you to color your sockets. Next, we have the Exile leveling tool. For your first character, I'd recommend you play through the campaign blind. It is a fun campaign, and you'll be able to explore things at your own pace. Until you get to a point where you've memorized the campaign, this is the next best way to go through it efficiently as possible, while making sure you hit all the side quests that give you an additional skill point. Next up, we have the Timeless Jewel Calculator. The Timeless Jewel Calculator is going to be amazing for people following guides. Most times they will have a timeless jewel that they will be recommending, and it can be very hard to get the exact same number timeless jewel for a cheap price. This is how you will find one that's similar or better to the one that you need from the guide. I've gone ahead and imported the Path of Building from my Ice Nova Archmage from Necropolis. And in it, you can see I use a Glorious Vanity Timeless Jewel, sacrificed in the name of Doriani. Now, open up the Timeless Jewel Calculator, vilsol.github, and we will go up and click the socket that we need. This will then highlight all of the passive skills in that socket. Yes, it is annoying. They have not added an automatic to unhighlight to all of them, so you will have to go through manually and click off each individual small passive skill that you are not using for your current build. Once you have chosen the small passives that you have, we're going to select the Glorious Vanity Jewel. We're going to select Doriani for Conqueror, and then we're going to go to Select Stats. This is where you can enter in the stats that you're going to be looking for on the rolls of your jewel. So I want increased mana. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm then going to change the minimum to 1. This means that it is looking for rolls of the jewel that come with a minimum of at least 1 increased max mana somewhere in one of these small passives. We then add in increased mana regeneration rate, and we're going to go ahead and add life as well. Change that to 1, so now it will look for rolls with 1 each, and boom. We have 32 different seeds that have 2 matches. So as you can see, we've got here increased max life on this one, and increased mana and increased mana regeneration rate. So this would be a perfect jewel that you could use for for your build that would work very similarly to the one that I am currently using. Last up, we have saberwolf.net. This one you probably won't have to use as often, but it is just a great way to see what mods can roll on what type of weapons, as well as to see the crafting costs of certain crafts. First off, we'll start with a Maxroll guide. When you're following a Maxroll has done an excellent job of making things incredibly easy for you to follow. You're going to want to navigate to the Path of Exile section and then to the build guides. I have gone ahead and chosen the Lacerate Gladiator League Starter just to go through with you guys as an example today. So the first thing you'll do when you come to a Maxroll guide is you will come down and you will click the POB. Go ahead and import your POB into Path of Building. This will then allow you to open POB in another window like this one. Now I do personally like to have it open in Path of Building as well as in browser. I find that the in-browser version allows you to see the gems in a nice laid out way like this here, showing you what links you need and what ones are okay to be individual gems. And I find this way a lot easier to see what gems I need at what level as I'm playing the game. So once you have the POB open in Path of Building, and you have one open on your as a separate tab if you so choose, you will go back to the Maxroll guide. So there is a lot of reading. If you would like to, feel free to go ahead and read through all the stuff written in the guide. It is all going to be incredibly helpful and will make your gameplay a lot easier, especially as someone trying to learn the game. However, if you're like me and you look at a big wall of text like this and you think it looks a little intimidating and you just kind of want to play the game, then know that it is going to take you, you're going to learn more through trial and error rather than reading ahead of time and learning things through reading, and then as you're playing, remembering those things that you read. It'll be more trial and error and coming back to this guide in order to find answers. But what I would do is quickly, just if you don't want to read the whole thing, read through this left side here. So we've got before you start, flask, resistances, get your sockets, colors, links in order, weapon, signs, temporary shield, into mid game, into end game. Reading through this is incredibly helpful. We've got suppress cap, jewels, belt. This way, if you've already read through this and you're playing through your campaign on your character and you think, oh man, I'm not suppress cap. Oh, boom, right there, suppress cap. This will be a tip on how you can get 100% spell suppression. The little things like that are good to do ahead of time to make things a little bit easier on yourself. Once you've read through as much as you feel comfortable doing, I would also check out the scaling. If you ever have any questions about why am I not doing damage or why am I dying fast, this is the place you will look for an answer. This highlights all the defensive scaling, so if you're getting killed quickly, look through this list and make sure that you have each thing that they're saying in here. Whether it's maxing your resistances, maxing your spell suppression, maxing your armor, whatever they're saying for your particular build, it should have the answers somewhere in the defensive scaling or in the progression or frequently asked questions. Now, if you're not doing enough damage, offensive scaling is where you're going to look as well. Again, progression, usually towards the end game setups, they'll have more about weapons and how to craft certain things, which is very nice. And now you're pretty much ready to play the game. I know this is going to sound very complicated to someone who is maybe absolutely brand new, but we're just going to click the leveling thing, and this is basically the tab you will have open beside your game for until you finish the 10 acts of the campaign. If you want to follow along for your gems, you're going to be clicking on the left here, and it will also complete your skill tree, as you can see, and it's adding new things. So as I level up, I keep hitting plus, and then I can see what it will tell me to level up in order. So we already got this path here, And now it's telling us, okay, we're starting to head over here and go further away. We're at level 17. At level 17, you should look to have these gems on your character with these links. So it's very nice, very helpful. You're basically just going to play through the game. And as you play through, you will hit the plus sign and look at the gems. It will tell you where you need to look or go to get these specific gems. When you start getting into the labs, you can then come back to overview, and this will tell you what level to level up your ascendancy. So they have 1, 2, 3, and 4 showing you what to take when, as well as below it, they have your Pantheon and Bandits. If you're brand new to the game, you won't really understand what this is, but as you're playing through, there are quests for Bandits, whether to kill them or help them. This one is telling you to help Oak. And there is a pantheon of bosses that you have killed throughout the campaign that give you abilities. And they are telling you to choose these 2 options. With all this together, this should make an incredibly easy leveling experience for you throughout the campaign and into endgame. Now, for guides where they only have the POB, it is going to be virtually the same, but you are going to be using this page here on the Path of Building, as well as the actual Path of Building client. So I really like to use it again for looking at the skill gems, looking at the individual pieces of gear that I'm going to be needing, and what mods to look for on them. I find this very helpful, but it can be a little weird to look at it from this view here. So I do then have Path of Building open in order to view the tree. So this will allow me to view the exact tree very clearly. It shows all the exact, what the nodes are. I can hover over them, see what they are. I find this, without the identifiers, they're all just the same kind of blank color. And it can be hard to differentiate between the things. If you find following it this way fine, then yeah, do it this way. Or if you only like Path of Building, then only use Path of Building. Come to the drop down menus on this page, and you will make sure that you're starting at the lowest level that you can for each one. For me, I'm going to go over to my Path of Building and make sure that that is all at the lowest one, and boom. Now we're ready to follow. So we got this up and we're good to go. Then it's just about looking, where are you at? If you're once you hit level 12, boom, change this. You can leave that there, and now we'll go there. And it'll tell us where to progress next, what gems to look for next, and so on. I hope all this info helps you have a better league start. With the new league being such a major change and a lot of information still unknown, make sure to go back to where you found your league starter for any updates that person may make to the build as they're playing through the league. This amazing game, Path of Exile, is about compounding knowledge. This game's been going on for 10 years with seasonal mechanics, different crafting methods, all building year after year, league after league. Every new piece of information you learn, craft you do, seasonal mechanic you explore, it all comes together to improve your overall game knowledge, thus improving everything you do in the game, and hopefully leading to that end goal of just making it more fun and more enjoyable for you, the player. Please don't get discouraged if you aren't learning at the same rate as other people. Everyone learns differently. It took me almost the entire half league that I was playing to get all 4 of my Void Stones for the first time, and some people got them right away, some people didn't get any Void Stones the first league. So as long as you're having fun, that's really all that matters. I'm still looking for my league starter, so I'll hopefully be able to have that picked by tonight, seeing as the league is tomorrow already, and I'm super excited to get going. So thank you guys for watching. Hope this guide helped you out. Good luck on league start. Let's go.